Most people are aware of pressure, but some people don't know how to overcome suffering. For example, if you've injured yourself, that's a form of suffering. Do you quit? No. Some people give up. Some people become complacent and choose to accept suffering as an excuse to quit.
What was your very first job in a gym?
Cleaner. Before I went to prison, I was very, very fat, and I made that self-discipline to extremely exercise at a level where by the time I came out of prison, I lost half my weight. So I went from about 140 kilograms to around 70 kilograms in that period of there, just training, exercising. And it's not normal exercises, it wasn't like 1 hour workout, these were like 24-hour workouts.
Why did you go to the prison and how was life there?
I was involved in some very heavy, let's say, gang stuff. And I got caught up. When I was involved in that kind of stuff, I became the best at what I was doing. How was life in prison?
Hello everyone, welcome to the Iamverse Podcast family. And I'm your host, Roshni, this side. Today we have a very special guest and he is YUSEF from UK.
Hi, nice to meet everyone.
Yes, and we have Olaya, our relationship coach, as you know her. Okay, YUSEF, can you please introduce yourself to the Iamverse family?
Hi, nice to meet everyone. So I'm YUSEF, originally from the UK. My mum's Italian, dad's Algerian, so I've got a tropical mix. I'm currently in the UAE at the moment doing luxury real estate. My background in the UK was elite coach and an ultra runner as well. I've also diversified into many other avenues. So I've had businesses, online businesses, and now I'm dominating the UAE. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, as we know YUSEF, like I know you through Olaya, obviously, and I have heard a lot of stories about you.
Thank you.
And I saw your Instagram profile, that's Pro PT.
That's correct.
What does that mean?
Good question. I get asked this quite a lot. So originally the name Pro PT stems from professional personal trainer. So one of the first careers I got into was a coach. So I became an elite coach. I did it for about a decade. And then I transformed the name Pro PT from professional personal trainer to property. And now that I'm obviously growing massively in the UAE market, in the real estate market, eventually, God willing, Pro PT will be something big. Yeah.
Okay, because you are into real estate.
That's
and all
correct.
That in Dubai.
In the UAE, yes.
Okay, and this is your own company?
So Pro PT is my own personal brand. It's evolving and growing into a company. I've got plans now to potentially take it to another level where we will actually be branded as a residence, God willing.
Oh.
So
okay.
soon, as you see Imar, you see the Mac, soon inshallah you see Pro PT everywhere.
Wow, that's good. And how did you decide that you have to come to Dubai? Like, why did you came to Dubai?
Many reasons. To start off with, being in the UK, growing up in the UK, I feel like I over-accomplished everything there. I've done everything anyone can do in the UK, from building a brand, running businesses, living in the UK, accomplishing many things in the UK. I feel like the UK and the west side of the world right now is failing. And Dubai in itself, especially in the last 5 years, being someone who was traveling, going between the two cities, I realized there was a lot of pros for me and a lot of benefits for me being here. So that's why I made that decision.
What do you like most about UAE that it's not in the UK?
I'd say number one, the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm half Algerian, so I'm someone who really likes the heat and the Mediterranean, lifestyle.
Okay, you're half Algerian.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And my mom's Italian.
Okay. So, yeah, your parents did like love marriage or something like that?
No.
Italian, Algerian.
No, my dad migrated to Italy
Okay.
at 16. He met my mum at 18. And then they obviously got married, had kids. And they're no longer together.
Wait, at
but
16 years old?
My dad we went to Italy, yes, at 16.
How old is your mom when she had her first child?
She was 20, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But my dad met my mum I think at the age of 18, 19, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
And then they moved over to the UK.
You have any siblings?
Yes.
How many?
So I've got an older brother. He's 9 months, 2 weeks older than me. So we're born in the same year.
Oh.
In the UK, we call them Irish twins. And then I have a younger brother who's 25 now. And a younger sister who's 14.
So you're a total four of
Four of us.
you guys. Okay.
Yourself?
Yeah. Me, I have one younger brother.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what about you, Olaya?
I have 4 little siblings.
Really?
Yeah, they're so cute.
Oh, I saw all your Instagram stories. They
Yeah.
are your siblings?
Yes,
I thought.
from my father's side.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have like 16 years age gap. So I feel also like a motherhood spirit. Like they're like my little babies.
Yeah, because you look very old in front of them.
Yeah, 16
So-
years gap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, like I just
You look
want to
very
ask
old.
I mean, in front of them,
Yeah.
obviously, Olaya. How do you guys know each other?
Me or Olaya?
Yeah,
Charity work.
Yes.
in Dubai,
Yeah.
and where? Like, what kind of charity and why?
So one of the first things I did when I resigned in the UAE, I was actually following a movement called the Giving Family, and it's by a very good friend of mine called Fadi. Most people know him as DJ's college cousin. So he started this movement around 10 years ago, where he was just going around giving back to the labour workers here in the UAE. And then when I was watching it from the UK, my background in the UK and everything I've done in business and infrastructure and life and everything, I've always set some sort of charity as my foundation. So when I came to resign to the UAE, I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to do some sort of charity. So I was looking online, I managed to get hold of the Giving Family. So the first day I landed in Dubai, I joined the Giving Family. And I went out there to contribute and help towards the labour workers. The only thing is, during the summer period, they don't always do distribution because everyone gets busy and stuff. But because I knew that throughout this summer period I was going to be here in Dubai, I decided to take it out of my own responsibility to carry on the movement. And then throughout the months of the summer, we carried on doing the food distribution, getting the community together, helping people. And then I started to go public with it on social media because I thought, you know what, I want to gather more people, I want to get more people to help out. I saw the potential of, the benefits. First, it's a personal benefit. Any form of charity for me, it's self-growth, it keeps you grounded, it keeps you very humbled, and it makes you also appreciate and value what's around you. So I was doing that, and then I went public with it on social media, and all of a sudden it built so much traction. So many more people wanted to get involved, so many more people wanted to contribute towards the movement. And then Fadi came back over the summer period, and he's like to me, look, why don't we just do it together? We decided to now collaborate. Tomorrow is going to be our first collaboration with the Giving Family, and now we're going to be licensed under the Giving Family. So the movement is already big. They've got around 6,000 members currently now. Last year, they've done about 700,000 meals just in Ramadan. So you can imagine, they feed almost 1 million people just in the Ramadan period. And then now we've decided that we want to keep this rolling throughout the whole year. So it's not just during Ramadan, also outside of Ramadan, we'll be doing gatherings and, food distribution to the labour workers, which, to be honest, without them, this city won't be here,
Wow. Olaya, you want to say something about this charity thing?
I think it's amazing, and I've always been into charity. It always feels nice, but what Yusef inspired me to do is become consistent in it. And it has bring my life on a complete different level, because I was like, okay, if someone needs my help, I'm always open to help. But it was just random, like whenever I'm needed, I'm there. But he actually suggested, why you don't do this on a weekly basis, and I'll help you if you need anything. And so we started doing it on a weekly basis, and since then we never stopped.
That's
And that
nice.
was growing.
Yeah.
And which is this place where you guys do the charity?
Narcos, there is a
Of course,
camp.
thing? Okay.
So if you guys want to join,
Yeah.
message me
Comment
or him.
below and we'll send you Is there any link?
Yeah, there's a donation link that now they can directly donate through the Giving Family. But also, if they just want to come down, help, contribute, they're more than welcome.
If you guys are in Dubai, we need people to help us give the meals because there are a lot. So please.
Please join us and join them, and we'll send you the link.
I would love to have you
Comments
there as
below.
well. You got an invitation as well.
Yeah. It's tomorrow.
Sure.
Come down
It's tomorrow?
Every Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
at 8 p.m.
If you can come.
Every Thursday, what time?
7:30.
Get there for 7:45.
Yeah.
We usually start around 8 o'clock.
Okay. So we can bring our own things and we can donate. Is it
Yeah.
like that?
So yes, for sure. So at the moment we do around over 1,000 meals. We aim for around 1,500 every single week. And in that labour camp in itself, there's around 15,000 people.
15,000 people.
And that's only one of the labour camps, yes. But you can imagine Dubai is very big as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
majority of the population of
But
Dubai.
you can like bring whatever you want. Like for example, what I love is I cook something at home, and I feel is different.
But is it like whatever you cook that is for 15,000 people?
No. I do the best that I can in my little kitchen, but
Yeah,
I do like
that's
200,
what-
200 people, so it's fine,
Okay.
you know, and it's homemade, so I like it.
Okay.
But you can do whatever feels right.
So, guys, do you know about this Kenya thing? Kenya volunteering, which Iamverse does? It's like that only. You know that only.
Yeah, of
She
course.
told me about, yes.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. If you want to join,
Most
we are
definitely.
going on 9th of December to Kenya
Okay.
for volunteering, like with all the orphanage there. So Master Shri Akashna does that. Like he has a boot camp type of thing there. So yeah, even you can join there for 10 days.
Amazing.
We are going there.
Yes.
So yeah,
Send me the
even
details.
if they want to join, we'll send you the link on the DM and on the comments below. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Olaya, you have been there, right? No.
No, this year, inshallah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice because people go there. Like,
Have you been there?
not yet. I just make socials for them. Sitting in Dubai. I don't like to travel that much. Like,
Really?
I mean, you have a baby coming soon, so like,
yes, yeah, but you don't need to mention now. Let him come out.
sorry.
Okay.
Where are you originally from? India?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
Kolkata.
Nice. I was
You
supposed
know?
to be traveling to Mumbai.
You know Mumbai? Okay.
I was supposed to be traveling there in 2 weeks.
Oh, for? Like, just...
Well, a client of mine's got a big wedding there.
Oh, Indian
So-
wedding. You should attend. You would
It's a
love
3-day
this.
wedding.
Yeah, 3 days wedding.
And they booked out one of the biggest hotels in Mumbai. I believe
Okay.
there's about 3,000 people attending.
Really?
Yes, it's a very big family.
Well, please mention
Go.
the name after this podcast. I can't go right now.
You wanna
but
crash
still,
the
yeah,
wedding?
obviously, yeah, I love crashing weddings and
Really,
all that. Eating food, yeah, amazing. You would love Indian food.
But it's a vegan wedding.
Vegan.
Vegan.
Yeah, that's okay. Your favorite dish is
So
what, dal?
for me, I mean, I love meat. And this
I'm vegetarian.
Oh yeah, there you go, vegetarian. That's what I mean. It's a vegetarian.
Most of the Indians are. Most of the
Yes,
Indians are
a lot of them
vegetarians.
are.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So vegan is a new word for us, but yeah, since birth I'm vegetarian.
You know
So,
what?
yeah.
Yesterday I was selling a property and the landlord made it very clear. They're like, I need a vegan kitchen, and I'm like,
What is a
vegan
vegan kitchen?
Then I understood that they basically want a kitchen where they've only used vegetables and no meat
In the past?
in the past.
How it has to be brand new because you never know what they.
So
they
if it
use.
has been used, they'll renovate it, obviously.
Oh,
So they'll renovate the kitchen if meat was used, but if meat was never used, they'll keep the kitchen. Yeah,
That's
they were quite-
Indian.
Yeah, Indian, yeah. Very, very strict.
I was sure.
Yes.
Yeah, if Indian, then only this demands will come from there. Like,
Yeah.
first
Yes.
time I hear something like that.
yeah.
They are
Indian
very
people do
specific.
that,
Yeah, in the UAE, Indian people have very specific requirements.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Because I'm like right now I'm putting myself into people who are watching, and most of the people are into self-development and really want to become the best version and things like that. And one thing that I really do believe you can help them with, because you're one of the best people at it, is discipline. Like this guy here is one of the most disciplined people I've ever met, and it is the pure representation of what healthy, strong, masculine energy is. So what would you say to men nowadays that feel a bit passive or doesn't have that discipline, that motivation to go out and grind and follow their purpose and just be the men that who they're meant to be?
That's a really good question. So I do get asked this quite a lot. What I discovered, what differentiates a masculine man and a man with discipline, drive, hunger, motivation, whatever you want to call it, is that we've learnt to, instead of run away from problems and issues, we learnt to tackle them and deal with them head on. So one of the biggest things I become an advocate about is embracing the suffering, and through suffering comes growth. So these are one of the first principles, is that you need to learn how to endure suffering and
Okay.
make it.
I'm gonna just stop you there. I perfectly understand the concept. I would just change suffering with pressure.
Not necessarily pressure, because, look, pressure is good, right? They say pressure builds diamonds, right? But suffering as well, some things, for example, losing a family member, we can't call that pressure.
Okay.
That's,
So you mean
that's a
both
form of
things?
suffering, right? But then it's deciding not to quit when that happens. It's deciding to understand and to learn how to accept suffering. So pressure is great. Sometimes you have to create your own pressure. Sometimes pressure is given to you, but it's understanding how to not quit. And most people are aware of pressure, but some people don't know how to overcome suffering. For example, if you've injured yourself, that's a form of suffering, correct? Do you quit? No. Some people give up. Some people become complacent and choose to accept suffering as an excuse to quit or to give up. I choose to always use suffering or use struggle, pain, whatever you want to call it, to use it as a driving force to now overcome anything. Because you have to have purpose. And a lot of people in the society lack purpose. So once you discover what purpose is or what your purpose is, you got to understand it's never going to be a straight story. It's never going to be an easy route. If we actually look at the biggest stories of the biggest achievers in the world, they've all suffered. They all worked under pressure. They've all struggled. They've all made mistake, you know. So the whole masculine energy side of thing is, it also stems from a place of like, we live in a society, people are very complacent and people are very lazy, you know, and that discipline comes from knowing that if you want to achieve anything in life, we live in a society where it's very competitive. And if you don't work hard, if you don't get up, if you're not showing up every day, regardless of what you're going through, and you're not creating discipline in your life, and you're not consistent, then you will never achieve what you truly wanted to achieve. Because way too many people start something and they quit. So, again, that whole masculinity, pronounce it? Masculinity comes from the aspect of understanding that as men, we need to suffer and we need to keep going regardless. If we look at the history, of men in the olden days used to go to war, you know, and they used to conquer. Today's generation of war is the war in the real world, which is it's actually a good thing, is to build and evolve in whatever's trending or whether it's working, whether it's business, whether it's building a community, you know.
So Yusuf, anything related to this conversation about suffering and pressure, like any example in your life, has this ever happened?
Many, for sure.
One of the
Biggest,
example that you can give.
One of the biggest one.
if not the biggest.
Look, it's very hard for someone who's constantly dealing with it, it's very hard to identify what's the biggest. Because, for example, there's been times where I've had to deal with things that are completely out of my control. Maybe something, you know, far deeper than what you can actually physically manage, you know? It's something maybe down to spirituality. For some occasion, I've had to go through something more emotional. For some occasion, I've had to go through things more physical. There's been time, for example, like at 15, I went to prison, right? And my freedom was taken away from me. That's a form of suffering, when your freedom's taken away from you at a very young age. You know, going through, for example, there was parts of my life where I've had to deal with some spirituality battles, you know, things that a lot of people don't understand. These are like battling with the unseen, battling with demons. Some people would never understand that, but if you go through that, it's completely out of your control. You know, these demons are battling you, especially if you believe in God, you believe in demons. There's been aspects of life where, for example, I've had physical problems, you know, like motorbike accident, I've been stabbed, I've been this, I've been that. So these are physical stuff that I've had to do. So each one of them has been an aspect of suffering or struggle or pressure, even coming from a background where I come from poverty, you know, a different type of poverty to what we see as poverty around the world. But in the West, you know, being brought up in a, for example, in a very low end sort of community background with not much opportunity, not much money, single parent and stuff, you know, you might face those sort of hardship and suffering. So, but each suffering had its purpose and it had its value. You know, I couldn't define one specific suffering.
Okay.
Losing a loved one, it's another form of suffering, you know.
So, the prison thing, which you said that this is very different, like from normal people. Just wanted to ask, why did you go to the prison and what was your background like? Like, what happened that time? Like, you had to...
Growing up, I grew up in an environment where it was normal to go to prison. I grew up in an environment where it was very heavily gang cultured, you know. Just from being brought up in a certain area, having certain friends, getting involved in certain aspect of life, you can easily influenced because it's normal. I'll give you an example. If you are in a community where crime is normalized, you grow up thinking it's normal. If you're in a community where education is normalized, you grow up maybe educated. So the areas and the places where I grew up, sadly, that was the norm. And when, things seem normal and things are glamorized and people are groomed, especially from the older people, then you can easily fall into a bad cycle or be in a bad place. And then that's what led me going to go prison, yeah.
So you grew up in UK, right? UK.
Yes.
So why it was like that, like your background and all that? I mean, the community.
Well, there's places in the UK where like criminality is so high,
Okay.
and he was raised in one of them. So like what we get out of what he's saying right now is the importance of environment, and I can relate 100% of what he says. Now he like not in the like criminality side, but guys, watch out for the environment you're in because you're gonna become that. Like you will become that. I've noted this so much about myself. I'm a person who tend to absorb energy and become that energy so much, and it's not good and it's not bad. Depends on like who you have around you, but like sometimes we have to really stop and look at our life and say, in which environment I am in right now, because I'm gonna become that. Like my friends, what type of people are they? I'm gonna become like that. So yeah.
I totally agree. You definitely do become the people you just find yourself around. But then it's not always a bad thing. For example,
No.
those experiences there helped me become who I am. I don't regret any of those experiences. And as I got older, I realised sometimes you have to go through certain environments, certain journey of your life, because there'll be one day someone who will go through that and you might be the inspiration of that person changing or coming out of that situation. For example, there's a period of my life where I was homeless, Now I know how to help people who go through suffering, who come from nothing. There was an aspect of my life where I had nothing and I built something. I had to go through that journey, so now I can inspire people who come from nothing, that you can actually make something out of yourself. Because if you realise, a lot of people have this excuse that because they're in certain circumstances, certain environment or certain situation, that it will never change. But in our faith, we also believe like through every hardship comes ease, and without hardship, you actually won't realise the beauty of the good. If everything was always great and good, we won't know what good is. We have to suffer. We have to go through the difficulties. We have to experience certain bad things to understand what good is. That's what creates balance. So sometimes you go through things you don't realise later as you get older. You will maybe put there because not only it's helped you grow and it's helped you learn a lot, but it's also a journey of your life that one day someone else will go through that cycle and you can then inspire and motivate them to get out of that cycle. But not everyone makes out of it, I'll be honest with you. And that's with everything. Not everyone makes it in life based on a lot of self-decisions,
If you would be able to go back in time to the Yusuf who was struggling and going through this pain or the prison or being homeless or having no food and things like that, what would you say to him?
To be honest, nothing really changes because up until today's date, I'll purposely put myself through suffering because finding comfort in suffering, I know there's always growth. I find a lot of, disadvantages when things are going great for myself. When things are going great and good, it's like you get lost, you get caught up, you feel empty. I don't know about yourself, but for someone who's achieved quite a lot, you never find true purpose from achieving. You actually find true purpose from the suffering and the journey that you go through. That's when you appreciate. So if I look back at myself, I would go through whatever I went through, and even when I was going through things back then, what helped me usually overcome things is that I put myself through more suffering.
But you said something very interesting before, which is some people can make it and use that pain and use that suffering for their advantage and to become better and to be in a better place in life. And some people just don't. What is the difference? What are these people doing that the other people are not doing?
They're not listening to this advice. You have to go through the suffering.
They are suffering.
They have to go through it. There's people that suffer and choose to sit down, and there's people that suffer and choose to get up and do something about it. it's that choice. You have to make that switch. You have to understand that you're going through this because there is, like for example, you're in a tunnel right now. It's very dark. If you stand still, you don't get through that tunnel, you will never see the light. If you keep going through that tunnel, it's still dark. But at the end of that tunnel, there's a light. Some people don't get to the end of the tunnel because they just stand still. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen that image. There's two people digging. One guy keeps digging, and then he quits. And the treasure's literally right underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a guy who then carries on digging, doesn't give up, and he ends up finding the treasure. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's with anything in life. Most people tend to give up too soon. Why do they give up? It's because they choose to embrace difficulties in different ways. Now, there's two ways of embracing difficulties. And I say it's hard doing something about it, and it's hard doing nothing about it. For example, if you're suffering right now, it's hard to be in that position, right? Just to sit there and embrace the suffering. But it's also hard to choose to do something about the suffering. So you got to choose your hard. They're both as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Doing nothing and doing something is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I always chose to do something about it. So going back to answer your question, what's the difference? Most people choose not to do something about it. Mm-hmm. And once you learn to start doing, and you start seeing the results, because the results will come. Mm. You know, God is fair. He gives. You know, there's also many blessings and many lessons that you'll learn from the suffering, like I said to you guys, that you'll benefit in the long term as well. Mm. So yeah, that's a big.
So Yusef, I just want to ask you, I'm very curious about this. Number one, like, I shouldn't ask, but I think the audience wants to know, why did you go to the prison and how was life there?
Why did I go to prison? I went to prison because, again, like I said to you guys, I was involved in some very heavy, let's say, gang stuff, and I got caught up.
And this was what age?
15.
15?
Yes.
Okay.
So I started pretty early, and I've got a bit of like a extreme personality. If I do something, I do it, but I do it at the best. So when I was involved in that kind of stuff, I became the best at what I was doing, which led me into being around the wrong people, doing the wrong things. But then, how was life in prison? Now, you can imagine it's literally, the size is probably like 4 meter by 3 meters, very small box room. If you're well behaved, you can be out yourself for 1 hour. If you're badly behaved, you're out yourself for 30 minutes, right? And in this cell, if you're well behaved, you'll have a bed or a bunk bed, depends if you're sharing someone. You've got a desk with a chair, you'll have a toilet seat and a sink, and you might have a TV. If you're badly behaved...
You have a TV there?
Not a plasma TV.
If you're good behaving.
Okay.
Yeah, you have like a standard TV.
She's like, oh, luxury prison. You got it.
It's not an Airbnb now. You know?
Okay, so
when I mean TV, it's like a box TV with 5 channels, and one of the channels being like a music channel. The other ones are like very basic. Majority of them are like news channel. You don't really benefit from having a TV on. If anything, even though you have the TV, that you probably don't use it, and you're in that cell for 23 hours. So you're very isolated. You're only allowed out yourself for an hour if you're well behaved. Then if you are extremely behaved, then you're allowed out yourself for like education or for workshop. So there will be like period of the days where you'll be out for 2-3 hours doing education or doing workshop, which is like doing some sort of work in the prison itself, whether it's cleaning, in the kitchen, cooking, or like, you know, working in the laundry. So that's workshop. Then you have education. But if you're badly behaved, extremely badly behaved, which is, you know, something that I was doing quite a lot because I didn't want to be in that place. And from my background, I used to rebel a lot. You know, I used to turn a lot of whatever I was going through, suffering, into violence as well. So I used to fight a lot. I used to get involved in a lot of violence there. And for the name I had as well from the UK, being involved in that sort of gang culture, a lot of things that I did caught up with me. So there'll be people that I might have had issues in the streets that were in prison. Now all of a sudden that those problems weren't solved, so we're having to have more problems inside the prison. So if you're badly behaved, you're literally in the cell at 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll take your bed away from you, so you have no mattress. You're having to stand up or lay on the floor for 12 hours. And at 8 p.m. they'll bring back your bed. You also get to shower. It's a 2-minute shower. It's very, very cold. And in that time there, you can only have one letter, so like a mail you can send to your family a week, and you get like a 2-minute phone call. If the person...
Every day, the phone call.
Not every day, because sometimes you'll be calling a family member, they don't pick up the phone. They might be busy, they might be occupied, so there's no like exact time frame when you're going to make that phone call. So it's not like you can arrange to pre-warn them. You make the phone call, you have 2 minutes. If they don't pick up, you're back in your cell. You have no TV, it's just white walls. Again, a mattress if you have it from the hours of 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. But apart from that, it's just you and your thoughts. And there was a period I spent a whole month there, 30 days straight, and it's called block. So you're just there and you're just in your thoughts. But that stage of my life, I really find a lot of strength in my spirituality, my faith, my religion, being a Muslim as well. I was praying and I found a lot of peace there. And I started to discover and unlock a lot of like mental strength that I was able to accomplish from being in that isolated position. And before I went to prison, I was very, very fat, extremely big. And I made that self-discipline to extremely exercise at a level where by the time I came out of prison, and I was only there for 6 months, I lost half my weight. So I went from about 140 kilograms to around 70 kilograms in that period there, just training, exercising. And it's not normal exercises. It wasn't like 1 hour workout. These were like 24-hour workouts. Like working out for 24 hours without stopping.
Okay, 24 hours workout you do by yourself, like...
Working out in a cell.
No, he has a personal trainer who comes and visits him.
No. So like, for example...
I thought
brings the dumbbells.
They do something like beat you up or something like you have to do this, you have to do that.
No,
I saw the movies.
Yeah, it's not like a military camp. It's more isolation rather than, like a structured discipline camp. It's not one of those ones. It's more about just being isolated, being on your own, But there was times where I was literally training for like 24 hours in my cell, the same exercise, continuously. And it's helped me achieve some very extreme challenges that I've done now since I've been out of prison. One being this year, February, I ran from London to Amsterdam. So I ran from one
that was my reaction too.
To another city.
Yeah. From London.
Okay.
And I was like, but there is the sea. Like, what did you do in the...
London from Amsterdam?
Yeah.
And it's
That's
about
too much.
180 kilometers.
How long did it take you?
Yeah, 24 hours.
What?
Less.
24 hours only?
Yes. So you can imagine like...
Is it nearby?
No, he's fast.
180 kilometers. So it's over 100 miles. You know how far 100 miles is?
No. I have no idea.
The distance is long, yeah.
But the reason why you did that is?
I wanted to raise money for Palestine. So I did it for a charity. Yeah.
And did
Can
it work?
you tell something about this?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I was like scrolling through Instagram. I've always been quite vocal about what's happening in Palestine. And, I saw a video of a girl carrying her sister. She was around 4 or 5 years old. She was hit by a car and she was carrying her sisters for an hour to look for some help. And a car drove by, stopped, he pulled over and he asked her if she was okay, like what's happened. She said, my sister was hit by a car. She was holding her sister on her shoulders. And he said to her, look, get in the car, let's go and get you some help. They sat in the car. Both of them did not cry. They were like, just, in a very critical condition, but very strong, meaning that they just embraced whatever suffering they were going through. And when they got out of the car, she carrying her sister to take her into the hospital. They were barefoot. The sister was probably around 2 years old, and she was hit by a car. But there was no form of like pain or suffering. It was just like they became so immune to what's going on there. They became so immune to all the suffering. And when I saw that, I just thought to myself, what are we doing about what's going on over there? Everyone's talking about, sharing what's going on there. Some people contribute and donate. And I thought to myself, no, I want to do something far greater. Like, I want to put myself through some suffering to show them that there's people outside who stand with them and, are willing to put themselves through some sort of suffering, raise money, raise awareness to give back to with obviously what's going on over there. So yeah, that's why I did it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And this made you a lot of money, like to contribute to the Palestine thing, like.
Yeah, we raised around £100,000.
Okay, so this, you think social media works for all this? Like, you think social media is
For sure.
I mean, I think only organic thing works really slow. I mean, to spread the words to the public, I think social media is, in a good way, I'm a social media manager, but in a good way, social media is a good thing to spread the words, but not in a huge public, like what I think.
I mean, I managed to gain around 30 million views that month when I was raising money for Palestine. That was all done organically. And I just...
Everything organic.
Everything, my page is organic. I built almost 100,000 followers organically.
Whoa.
My reach in that month itself was over 30 million. My videos were getting like 5-10 million views. The engagement was insane. People from all over the world was watching what I was doing. To raise £100,000 is not easy, especially on social media. We managed to raise that through just my content that I was doing. The people in Palestine were able to see what I've done. They were reposting, they were sharing it, they were supporting it. So yeah, like, I've used social media for many different things. I've built a personal brand. This personal brand has allowed me to participate in a documentary, which is in the UK. I did a 4-season documentary. I've just finished filming a movie that's on cinema, which has just come out now in the UK, by building my personal brand. I'm probably here because I've got a personal brand.
Yeah.
Like, I've built my new business in Dubai as a real estate broker because of my Instagram. I've built multiple businesses in the UK because of Instagram. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits in social media and Instagram. We can leverage off it if we use correctly. And to be honest, the formula is the same. Like, in everything I've done, I've spoken probably about around 5 different things. Everything I've done in each category, I've done the same thing. The formula is very easy. It's very easy to go viral. It's very easy to spread awareness. It's very easy to create content nowadays. There's so many tools, and everyone's got an iPhone, especially if you've got an iPhone. The camera is great. It works very well with social media, So if you can follow these steps, it's very easy to create something out of nothing,
So
a lot of people started something from nothing just because they have a phone.
Yeah.
in Iamverse, they do a lot of events about social media.
Who?
In Iamverse here.
Okay.
They do a lot to teach people social media and
SIE,
SIE, they
it's
call
an
it.
event, yeah.
Yeah.
Get me involved. I'll happily do a nice speech.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But if you right now, very quickly, you can like share with people what is the formula to grow on social media, because a lot of people.
Formula, yeah.
Also,
Very
Roshni, let's take notes.
Number one, organic content is better than edited, right? Because people relate to you more when something's organic. It looks real. People want real.
Means
people,
raw.
Raw.
Footage.
Okay.
Yeah, organic raw footage rather than edited has always done really well. If you look at my content, the stuff that's not edited does really well. Build a personal brand, so share your personal journey, people by people. I've never just showed the glam and the good. I've also showed the struggles, the bad. So I became relatable. When you're transparent, relatable, and you're showcasing transformation, personal growth, and people around you that you're helping, that builds a lot of traction, right? So raw content, don't overthink, showcase the journey. Also start doing some things that are quite different to everyone else. You are different as you are. So don't worry about what everyone else is doing. And if something's doing well, you can copy what's doing well, because by doing it yourself, it's a slight twist because you are different, you are who you are. So keep an eye on what does really well. Check what is trending, check what the algorithm likes, showcase the good, the bad, don't just fixate on one thing, and then engage with your audience. Because when you're building a personal brand, if you're not responding to your audience, those people there will stop following you. They want to feel a part of something. Build a community, do charity, because people love charity. People will see the authentic side of you as well. So again, if you're becoming more and more successful, let's say you're building a business or you're becoming a content creator. If you're doing things like charity, you're also involving the people to help. People love to help, So these are the formula, and be consistent, keep posting, uploading your stories as well, because story and content is different. Like what I post in my content now, because as Instagram's evolved, when I joined Instagram over 10 years ago, Instagram was used as a platform for us to edit pictures to post on Facebook. Like if you used Instagram 10 years ago, Instagram used to be an editing app. It wasn't a social media platform as it is now. You used to edit photos and post on your Facebook. Then all of a sudden, it had all these new tools where you can edit, post, and add sound to it. Then it had stories because Snapchat was doing really well, so it started incorporating stories. And it had a messaging system where you can DM people. Then it had comments, share. Then Reels were introduced because TikTok was doing really well with Reels.
Yeah.
So all these things came down into a platform right now that you can now shop, you can network, you can engage, you can build community, you can do live stream, you can all these things. So play around with all the tools. Like, that's what I used to do. And whatever is working now, be ahead of the game. Like, because something works, don't get comfortable, because it will work for a very short period of time and something will happen. Something will come up. Someone would do something. Instagram will add a new tool and all of a sudden it wants to diversify people to using something in that tool, on the app, that wants you to now get involved. And if you don't get involved and you're trying to do the same thing, you will see your engagement start to drop, the audience will start to drop. And it also depends who you follow, who you engage with. And another thing as well, like, build a community where people support what you do. Because when you have an account and people supporting it, people commenting, people liking, people sharing, Instagram notice that, right? They notice that whatever you're posting, people are engaging with it. So it wants to now share it to a far greater audience because it's relatable. They see a lot of people supporting it.
So Yusuf, do you think like a business or a person, if he should be in like all the platforms, in like
Most
Instagram,
definitely.
TikTok,
Most
YouTube, should use all the platforms?
Most definitely, because a lot of them work similar, you know. A lot of them work similar, and you never know what platform, your type of content, and each, although you have the same name, your audience might be different in every platform, because you can't control who TikTok wants you to reach out to, and you can't control what Snapchat wants from you, what Instagram wants from you, what Facebook. Each platform, you might have a different demographic, a different audience, you might have a different style. Maybe your thing might be YouTube, but because you're not posting YouTube, you're losing on a big traction that from YouTube you can get people to follow your Instagram. Like, when I was very consistent on TikTok, I realized a lot of my followers would then follow my Instagram. So as my TikTok was doing really well, my Instagram started growing because people would then want to follow your other platform. And most people, especially in today's generation, they're not just using Instagram. They'll be using YouTube, they'll be using TikTok, Facebook, all of these platforms, and they'll be using it for different reasons. Like, for TikTok, I realize a lot of people in the UK, they'll shop on TikTok. We have TikTok Shop. Or they'll be just scrolling because they love, you know, like that dopamine feeling they get from watching videos. On Snapchat, it's more personal. Like, people put stories of what they're getting up to. Some people love watching Snapchat because they want to see what the person gets up to behind the scenes. It's more personal, you know. Instagram now has become more of like a catalog. I see Instagram right now, it's like your
Photo album.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Instagram now is it's like someone's portfolio, if that makes sense. It's like your CV in a way. You know, Instagram is more professional. You'll get more brand deals. You get more. It's a lot harder to grow an organic Instagram page right now. But if you go on TikTok, you can post trash, you can post so much, and it can just all of a sudden build traction, and no one really cares too much on what is on TikTok. But Instagram has become more of a platform where you can use it in a consultancy business, where like you can just, you know, share your profile and someone's like, oh, this is what he gets up to, this is what he does. It has a bio, it has direct contact, you can call, you can email that person directly.
And what about Twitter?
Twitter, I haven't personally used it. There was a time I was like on it. I don't know. To be honest, I don't like consuming social media myself. I've gathered a strong community on Instagram. I put a lot of time and effort on Instagram because the audience that I look for and the things that I'm doing right now, it works for me. I haven't started YouTube. I should be starting YouTube. Again, if I had a solid team right now with me, I would definitely get them to diversify my content in every platform, you know. But yeah, there's people that say like LinkedIn is very good for business. I haven't even tackled LinkedIn yet, you know, with what I do. But I know people that have a very strong LinkedIn, Twitter platform, but on Instagram and TikTok, they're very dead, you know. So yeah, it all kind of depends. I think each platform also has its purpose as well.
So did you share your journey?
Yes.
Your background, and how was your life, like whatever you suffered on Instagram or TikTok, like that?
Both.
In that platforms, or do you just share about your business?
No.
PT?
So like as I explained right now, property went from a personal brand to a business where I was a coach for 10 years. So at that time there, I was collaborating with loads of my clients who were very like high net worth individuals, a lot of celebrities. I used to only train celebrities at one point. So you can imagine.
Celebrities where?
In the UK.
Like who?
Okay.
Yeah, so many. I don't like name dropping, but if you like search my name on Google, you see all the celebrities I worked with. Loads of celebrities I worked with, but the good thing about working with celebrities as well, they had a big audience, they had a big platform, and they would do like a lot of shout outs, so they used to promote my business. That also helped me expand and grow my personal brand. I also shared my journey when I was in the documentary. There was a 4-episode documentary in one of the biggest UK TV channel called
And
Channel
where
4.
we can watch that?
On YouTube, on Channel 4, on the internet. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Guys, if you want to watch,
It's
we'll
called
send
Banged
you
Up.
the link, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Banged Up. Or they can just search my name on YouTube and they'll find it.
Okay. That's
Property
good.
or Yusef, which one?
Now YUSEF BOUATTOURA, or
Oh.
they will just write Banged Up UK 4-episode and they'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Okay. We had a lot of chat about Yusuf's life and everything, about Olaya also. Obviously, you guys know Olaya. So today, just to wrap up, we'll do a short rapid fire, a game which we play all the time.
I like
Olaya
that.
knows that. But today, I'll not ask you, Olaya.
Why not? What am I doing here? Moral support.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's fine.
She's like
Today only Yusuf's day.
she was the connectivity.
But then why am I here?
Nah, what do you
Come
mean?
on. Okay, so Yusuf, I'll start.
Okay.
One word or just this or that. Okay, this is the rapid fire thing.
But I want to play too.
Next time I'll prepare for you.
Okay.
Okay, where in London did you grow up?
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Okay, I never heard about this.
Midnight.
It's a football squad. It's a big,
Okay.
famous football team.
Okay.
Like you have Manchester, Arsenal, Tottenham. Tottenham is a very globally known football club.
Okay, perfect. And what was your street name?
Chubbs.
Because you were chubby.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
What prison were you held in on remand?
Feltham.
Which prison? Okay.
Feltham.
All new.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Were you found guilty of those serious charges?
Nope.
No. Means you were okay with that?
Sorry?
You were okay with that? I mean, whatever charges.
Yeah, I
they-
got through. I came out. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Because otherwise you, like,
Yeah.
lifetime thing.
What even truly made you decide to leave the street life?
Faith, religion.
Okay.
How did it happen? Like, what was the moment you said, okay, now I need to change life? Like,
So
no
you-
more that.
So you can imagine, like, I'm looking at a life sentence. I've got 9 other people in my case. We're looking at some severe charges. And I said to God, listen, like, I know myself I shouldn't be here. And I can do a lot better if I know what's right. And if you can make me feel that faith is real and this religion is real, I will pray from today. Let me feel it. And I'll never stop praying.
Wow.
And I felt it from that first prayer. And I never stopped praying since that day.
So you
so
can
life
tell.
just became different.
So you can tell that before that, so where you were in the crime and troubles, that you didn't have faith, you didn't believe, or you did believe.
I grew up with my mum being a revert, my dad being a Muslim. My mum being a revert, meaning she was a Catholic and then she became Muslim. Like, I grew up both parents believing God. They never forced us, they taught us. But although you're born with a faith, it doesn't mean you have that connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to also find it yourself. So I was able to find it myself during that time there, and I'm grateful I found it at a very young age in a very dark place,
Mm-hmm.
because it made me really truly understand that there is a God and the religion is true, because these are things that I had to go through, and without God and the miracles that were put in place in my life, I wouldn't be here.
So you can tell that God has chooses to put you in prison so that
You
it
can
allows
discover.
you the
So
space and the
he
mental
can share the story to everyone.
Absolutely.
the mental clarity. Yeah?
That's right.
And that's truly inspiring, like whatever happened and how he shared his story and how he changed his life. I think that's the perfect example of being religious, spiritual, and doing the charity work and helping so many people.
That's correct.
So I think that's very much inspiring.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Thank
I
you.
loved your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll continue with the rapid fire.
Go.
Okay. What was your very first job in a gym?
Cleaner.
Really? Okay.
And I never got paid for it either. But I was grateful to be there because I knew I had a vision, and I knew as being a cleaner, I was able to showcase that I'm very committed, I'm serious. The fact that I wasn't getting paid, I showed them that I was willing to work to prove myself that, because you can understand from my background, the name I had and the culture I came from, they don't usually give opportunities to people. They don't usually allow people from my background to be in an environment like the gym for safety reasons and all of that. So I had to prove myself, and I was able to do that. I became really poor from doing that because I wasn't making money, but I was able to build very good relationships. I was able to show my determination, and at the same time, I was studying to become a coach. So by the time I was qualified, I knew quite a lot of people in the gym at that point there. When I was cleaning, people was very, polite, kind to me. They were very grateful. They're like, look, this guy is young. He's trying to make something for himself. He's cleaning, but when he cleans, he does a good job. He's very helpful. He's always asking if anyone needs anything. He's very, communicative. He speaks to people. And all of a sudden, I built a clientele from doing that.
That's nice.
Mm.
Wow.
Is that the phase where you were homeless?
Yeah.
And what's the name of your fragrance company?
The Torah, yes.
Can
You still
tell
have it?
something about that? A
Yes.
short thing.
So I started it during COVID, and I started it because I wanted to show people from my area, my background, people from who come from maybe a drug background or selling illegal substance, that you can actually sell legal substance using the same skill sets. You can actually start a business without money, because at the time I had money, but I never wanted to start the business with the money. What I did, I went to a supplier. I told the supplier, can you give me the product? I will sell it, and I'll use the profit to invest back in your product and create my own brand. And that's what I did. And I was selling it in the streets, in the market. I was selling it everywhere, online. Like, I literally just distributed the product to everyone and anyone I could. I used my network, I used my platform, and we scaled it very, very fast.
Wow. You have like two brands, like Pro PT
Yes, and then your Torah.
the fragrance brand.
And your Torah stands for Y, comes from Yusef. Torah, your Torah, the Torah comes from my surname, Boouattoura. And then your Torah means, the fragrance, like Atara. And then Boouattoura, my surname Boouattoura, actually comes from Boa, means the father. Torah means fragrance, the father of fragrance. And I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
Wow.
I mean, my dad's surname is Boouattoura for generations.
Yeah.
We didn't know that at one point, my dad being the father of me, the father of fragrance,
That's making sense.
Miracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay. What online show doubled your following overnight?
Banged Up was the TV show that I did.
How do you spell it?
I think it didn't double, but it increased a lot of my followers. And I also did this boxing organization, which was done by my friend Bouncer, and that helped me grow my followers a lot as well.
Okay. That's nice. And that's on YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Okay, we'll watch that for sure. Even if you guys want to watch it, just let me know in the comments below. Okay, last one. One word. Belmarsh or boot camp.
Belmarsh or boot camp. So Belmarsh is a prison. It's one of the toughest prisons in the UK. And the word boot camp comes from what I used to offer to the community for free. So when I was a cleaner, I started my own boot camp, a free boot camp to the community to give back and just train people for free, get results, and then use that to eventually upsell my services, which was being a coach at the time.
Perfect. Okay, guys, so it's a wrap. Thank you so much, Yusef. Thank you so much, Olaya, for joining us in Iamverse Podcast. And if possible, we'll call you next time also.
Yes, most
if you're free.
I would definitely love
and
to
Olaya, obviously.
I would definitely love to do the social media seminar.
Oh, wow.
That'd be very good. I'll be able to give people a lot
That's
of wisdom.
That's a direct message to master.
Perfect.
Okay, no problem. Namo Himalaya, thank you for joining us. And if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you guys want to follow Yusef, you can follow him on Instagram, I think.
At ProPT.
Yeah,
PRO.PT.
Yes. And Olaya is not there on Instagram.
Olaya is in a detox right now.
Olaya is, I don't know.
Olaya is in another world right now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.
Thank you,
Namo
Roshni.
Himalaya.
Thank you.